It's a 54-hole event this week, first ever playing of the daebo hausD Open. We've seen this great 18-hole facility give up plenty of birdies and plenty of highlights through the first couple of days. This is the lady that took the lead into the final round. Seo Jung, 65 yesterday, started with a two-shot lead, but it's been whittled down to one. This is for birdie on the par 3 8th. Good judgment of speed. But it's the lady that just walked in front of the camera right there, Park Min-ji. She's the biggest threat. And despite starting with a two-shot deficit, coming into the final round, you feel that most of the punters would have had her as the favorite. 132 players teeing it up this week in the hopes of being the first to etch their names on this new trophy on the KLPGA Tour. This is your final group. Seo Jung, Park Min-ji, and the lady in the black, Oh Ji-hyun, former major champion, very accomplished golfer in her own right. She was the first round leader after a blemish-free 64. 6 times a winner on tour. Oh Ji-hyun, but hasn't won since August 2018, so almost 3 years. This is for a birdie to get to within one, just out of the back fringe. That was a good positive putt. That's what you want to see from players who are chasing on Sunday. None of this tentative nonsense. Never up, never in. Ji-hyun, who started the day at 10 under par alongside Park Min-ji. She'll stay a couple back. Jung Yeon-ji, she's got the hot round on the golf course at the moment. Made 5 birdies in a row around the stretch. And just a par on 13 and another one there on the 14th. Currently, she's 2 back. And you see it's 6 under so far for a final round. Has a chance to post a number, hang a number in the clubhouse. She's half a dozen holes in front of this final group. Park Min-ji, pin high just off the left edge of the par 3, this for a birdie. Oh, wouldn't you know it, Park Min-ji. How's that for a good start? She's now tied for the lead. Made a great save on the par 5 7th. Previous hole. With a nice putt for par there, and technically that's a 0 putt. She moves alongside Seo Jung at the top of the leaderboard. For the first time this week, Park Min-ji with a share of the lead. Maybe just be a 54-hole tournament. daebo Corporation spared no expense in splashing out for this event. It's a 1 billion, that's billion with a B, Korean won prize pool. One of the richest non-major events on the KLPGA Tour. Yeah, Oh Ji-hyun has only made 5 cuts this season. 6 if you count this week. No trouble at all from 3 feet. She'll remain 2 shots back. So how does Seo Jung deal with the final round pressure? Hasn't changed, but she's got company in the form of Park Min-ji. This little 2.5 footer to keep her on that 13 under par mark. Yep, no trouble at all. Good 2 putt from long range from Seo Jung. She's got a battle on her hands over the last 10 holes. Final group will make the short walk to the ninth. A good chance to get you up to speed with what the players will face. It's a short little par 4, slightly downhill tee shot, and only 315 meters long. You've seen the target here. Not the widest. It's a skinny little fairway that cambers from left to right. Lots of balls ending up in the left-hand rough. Sometimes in this thick zoysia rough, you can get some very heavy lies. It's a very gentle but defined 3-tier green. The hole today, all the way in the back section, 37 paces on and 6 from the right, in the very back right corner of this green. G, co-leader. She'll have the honour. The last time she pulled out this club, back on the par 5-7, she blew it way right into some trouble. Can't afford to go right here with a back right hole. Oh, no mistake there. Down the middle for Park Min-ji. That driver's been a tremendous asset to her this year. It's given her lots of chances to attack with those deadly irons, and hasn't hurt that she's holed a bunch of putts as well. Start of the year with 5 straight missed cuts, Oh Ji-hyun. Finds herself in the final group this week. Just like Park Min-ji, finds the short stuff very important. Jump ahead to find Choi Hye-jin, currently level on the day, putting from the very back edge of the 9th green. This to go out in 35. And unfortunately for Choi Hye-jin, it's been a bit of the same story all season long. Gets herself into contention that just doesn't have that final push. That puts her into contention, so she'll hit into the back 9 at 8 under par at best. Cross over to the start of the back 9, the Seowon 9. Here at Seowon Valley. Second shot for Park Ji-young coming out of the left rough. It's a nice kick forward. Going to keep on releasing, keep going, keep going. Good shot there for the 25-year-old. Playing alongside Ji Han-sol and Kim Soo-ji today. Fantastic initiative from daebo and hausD. Any player that hits it inside that Club D circle you see very prominently featured on this fairway. It's going to be a donation to charity in their name. Seo Yeon-jung, first to play into the 9th. 102 left, back right hole. I do this hole every single day this week. And that's just going to trickle through to the back edge of the green. Good shot. Got about 20 feet left. Yeah, we saw the fine shot out of the left rough for Park Ji-young. This get within 1. Oh, just stays right. So can't find a birdie to start her inward half, but still very much in the picture. Park Min-ji, well, she's birdied this hole every single day as well. 52 meters left. And we've come to expect it. She's dialed in with those wedges, just kicking on another 3-4 feet. Park Min-ji advantage on the 9th to the 6-time KLPGA Tour winner. Ji-hyun. So we'll just carry past Park Min-ji's tee shot. Like Park Min-ji also has 6 KLPGA Tour victories. She's 4 yards closer. Just going to carry it under the top level. It's going to be a big first bounce. Not going to get too much spin, and that's a bit unlucky. Scuttles through the green, but 3 good looks on the 9th for this final group. Now cross over to the back 9. Away. Karam picked up a birdie at the last hole. Oh, she done something to her ankle there, but she'll have a birdie putt when she makes her way up to the green. A lot of drama unfolded on this par 4 15th over the first couple of days. We saw some balls rinsed in the water. We saw some fantastic shots. Here's the hot lady on the golf course right now, Jung Yoon-ji, second shot. Front left hole location today, only 5 from the front. Oh, stunning stuff from Yoon-ji. Just get the sense if she can post something around that 13, 14 under par mark, that would be enough. Back to Park Hyun-kyung from 68 meters on the 11th. That's a nice shot for the 2-time KLPGA Championship winner. Open strongly, but got stuck in neutral on moving day. Oh, Ji-hyun saw this on the last hole. Flag stick out, putting from the fringe. Hurry along. Oh, well done. Oh, Ji-hyun. A timely birdie on the 9th. It's going to move her up to 12 under par, and she's within a shot now. Can hardly call her a veteran at 25, but in the context of things, she is the wily veteran of this group. Seo Yeon-jung would have seen the line that Oh Ji-hyun's putt took. That's what it does is it starts to lose speed. Not too much movement from the back of this green to this back section. So it really is about just committing to that initial gut feeling of what you think the line is and making a good positive stroke. Tentative over the last couple of holes, and that one never really looked like it was going to threaten. Still, she would have taken that. We gave that to her at the start of the day, going out in 35. Choi Ka-ram, that funny ankle, not going to find a birdie there. Start the final round at under par. Looks like she's going to remain on that mark. Now this is Park Min-ji for a hat-trick of birdies on 9. This to take a one-shot lead into the back 9. Ooh, and that one peels off to the right. So we're deadlocked at 13 under with 9 to play. With half of 33, Park Min-ji's doing what she needs to do. Park Hyun-kyung, couple of holes ahead, this to get to 7 under. Oh, nice birdie there for Park Hyun-kyung. Bounces back from a disappointing drop shot at 10. Opened with a 66. That hasn't had much going on since then. So, Park Hyun-kyung makes her way to 12. Park Min-ji in the final group making their way up to the par 4 10th. It's a downhill tee shot from an elevated tee position. Big bunker up the right-hand side, catching any errant drives and overcut. But there is some very thick rough on the left, so I don't think there's a bailout spot there. Fairway slopes just a touch from left to right. 260, not going to see too many players trying to take it over that right-hand bunker. From there, the hole position today on the 10th, just 8 from the front and 5 from the right. There is a lot of water up the right. You really don't expect players of this quality to have any trouble avoiding a watery grave on the 10th hole. Front part of this green does kick down towards the back section. If you land the ball just on the front fringe, expect it to carry on rolling for another 5 to 10 feet. Ji-hyun, there's a scoreboard there you can see on the tee box. She knows she's still very much in it. 3 years since that last win on Jeju Island. She's a former winner of a Korean Major Championship. 4 rounds in the 60s when she won the Korea Women's Open back in 2018. She's got driver looking to start this up the left with a little cut. Always a good sign when they reach for the tee quickly and whoa, big bounce up the cart path. Oh, still going. Must be. Look at the golf cart. She's going to get a little extra roll on that one. I don't know if she's going to enjoy where that's going to be dropped. It's a very heavy rough on the left side of that park. Park ENG. She'll find the short stuff here on 10.
Okay.
Okay, says the caddy, and I don't think she got all of that one.
Okay.
Heel push. Keeps it on the fairway. How are your nerves, Seo Yeon-jung?
좋아.
So good. Leaders on the fairway on the 10th, and Ji-hyun on the cart path. It's one of the trademarks of this golf course. Lots of undulation, lots of elevation. And this lady's elevated herself up the leaderboard. This for a 7th birdie of the day for Jong Yun-ji. Turning. Oh, beautiful putt. Jong Yun-ji. Have a look at that scorecard. She's now 1 back. 3 holes to play. This back nine has some tricky holes. She knows she has the opportunity to pile some pressure on this group. She can hang a 13, 14 under par target in the clubhouse. We're about 40 kilometers north of the capital of Seoul, near the city of Paju. There is the ball. Oh, Ji-hyun, that stayed on the cart path, could have very well rolled back all the way down. I'd say she got a good 40, 50 yards out of that cart path. Caromed off it with the first bounce, then continue to dribble down it. It's all going to depend on where she has to take a drop. She's obviously going to drop it left of the cart path, to her left of the cart path. And that's some very thick rough there. We've seen a few players in that spot throughout the course of the week. Park Ji-young couldn't find a birdie on 10. Now on the par 5 11th. It's a split fairway here, penalty area surrounds both of them, and that one is dissected. Park Ji-young down the middle. Of course, this golf course sits at the foothills of Mount Gyeongbyeong. Elevation ranges between 120 to 500 feet above sea level, so you do expect your ball to travel just a little further at altitude and elevation. I also expect a good workout if you're walking the course like these players and caddies this week. You see there just left of the cart path. There's some very thick brush. You won't have to bother about, being halfway up the hill, as we've seen a couple of players through the first 2 days. So at least you'll have a fairly level lie in that sense. But if you've played courses with Zoysia fairways or Zoysia rough, just look at it right there. You can barely see the club head. And one of two things happens when you drop it in this kind of rough. It just goes straight down, or it pops straight up, and you end up with a very uncomfortable cushion of grass and air underneath your ball. It makes it very easy to go straight under it, especially with how tall the rough is here, left side of the cart path on 10. The good news for OG Yun is she's quite a long ways down there, so she should only have a short iron in. But up at the green, Choi Hyun-jin, magnificent second shot. This for a birdie. It's 22 next month. Hasn't had all too much to celebrate this year. Money list and the points title in 2019, won the points title last year. And it's been a very pedestrian start to 2021. Choi Hyun-jin, as we see Lee Joo-mi brush that one in to remain at 9 under par in a share of 6th place right now. Another player who's enjoying a good week here. Point of relief, then a club length from there. A very high drop. Up ENG, don't have to worry about any of that. Nope. That looks like it's just sitting up a touch, and what you'll notice with shots like this, you start to lick your chops and you think, wow, I've got a great lie now, I've got a really fortunate drop. If you start chasing at this one, trying to compress it like you would a normal shot out of a fairway, you steepen out that attack angle too much, that ball comes off the very top part of the club, comes out dead with not much spin. You end up losing about 15 yards of it, or 10% of your distance on it. And you're left scratching your head. That ENG simple equation, pretty simple one as well for Seo Yeon-jung. Both of those players are tournament leaders in the fairway. And Choi Hyun-jin has cleaned up. Let's go back down the fairway, find our leaders. 112 left. We saw the hole stats on the 10th hole. Pretty easy with this front right hole location today. It'll be Park Min-ji first from 112. This is her wheelhouse right here. Just turning a touch left. Of course, by Park Min-ji standards, that means it's hole high and 6 feet left of the cup. Brilliant shot. Way up for Park Ji-young. And the 11th. There's a little Arnold Palmer-esque follow through there. Just gonna stay in the first cut of rough on the right. Now, how does Seo Yeon-jung respond? Tempo swing. I'd say that's a pretty handy response. Good shot there by Yeon-jung, but it's Park Min-ji with the advantage once again after another delightful iron shot. So OG Hyun quite a bit further up the hole, but coming out of the left rough. And good news, it's a front right hole, so she can, there's that slope we showed you on the whole flyover earlier. So the front section of the green, it's going to kick it down and to the right, so she can try to fly this about 95 meters. Land it in the rough, have a first bounce out of that, let the contour do the rest. Nope. That's the exact shot I told you about when you have to worry about coming out of Zoysia rough. Try to compress the ball, it comes off the top of the club face, pops straight up in the air. And you made it look just a bit silly. So your leaders with very good looks at birdie on the par 4 10th, OG Hyun. Well, she's got some work to do. Jung Yoon-ji, 3 holes to play, already 7 under on her round, trying to post a target in this final round of the daebo hausD Open. So it's a heavy lie here in the front rough for OG Hyun on 10. Played like a long 30-yard bunker shot, really. Long, lazy swing. That's what is required. Oh, just a fraction short. That's why that shot's just so difficult. To a pin that's tucked pretty close to you. So problems for OG Hyun. We'll jump ahead to G. He's on the par 5, 16th, already safely negotiated the layup. 117 meters left. That hole in the middle right section, tiny little sliver of green, only 3 paces from the right edge. Got to pick off another birdie or two coming home. We'll settle down. Okay. Not quite as close as she would have liked, but it is a putt for a birdie, and she's got a hot flat stick going on right now. To 13. It's a birdie putt for Lee So-mi, who was 2 over par through 8 holes on day 1. Rallied late, great round yesterday, and that's another birdie today. Gets her up to 10 under par. So the winner of the first event of 2021 making a little late charge here at Seowon Valley. A familiar sight. OG Hyun off the green, flagstick out, putting. This time it's for par. After that birdie on 9, gives that shot straight back with a bogey on 10, which leaves Yoon-ji all alone in 3rd place. Kim Ji-young at the closing hole. This for a birdie to end her week in double. Sometime next year. Now the par 5 11th has posed some problems for the field this week. Let's call it that. A couple of players finding watery graves on this split fairway par 5. The trouble really isn't with the tee shot. Everyone can safely negotiate that. The water off the tee doesn't really come into play for the players, but the trouble is with that second shot. You want to be as close up the right-hand side of the hole as possible. Give yourself a good angle. It's just as your leaders make their way down to the fairway on the 11th, Park Ji-young. There's 116 left from the left rough on 12, hanging lie. It's going to come out high and with a bit of cut spin. Settle down, settle down. Just going to run through a touch. So Jung Yoon-ji has made the biggest move in this final round. This her tee shot to the par 3 17th, her penultimate hole. Oh, and she's gone flag hunting again. Good shot. Inside of 15 feet. Chance to perhaps sneak another birdie in there. To the back of 12. Couldn't get any spin coming out of the left rough for Park Ji-young. This downhiller for a birdie to move within 1. Certainly gave that plenty of respect. Perhaps a little too much respect. Good for line. Now to Lee So-mi. Can she find another birdie? Just picked up one at 13. This one on its way on the 14th. Just going to come up shy there for Lee So-mi. 3 times KLPGA Tour winner. 11th hole. Par 5 is where we'll find your 3 players in the final group. All of them safe on dry land inside of 80 meters left. chance to attack. Chance for Park Min-ji to put some pressure on. Edge green. Certainly one of the strengths of Park Min-ji's game. That's okay. Not her best. But she continues to craft chances for herself. Oh Ji-hyun. Just in the left half of the fairway. Has that slight shoulder of the bunker to deal with. So she needs to carry this pretty much all the way to the hole. Fly it at least 72, 73 meters. If there's anything shorter than that, it's going to take a big first kick off the downslope. This is the third shot from 75. Couldn't have drawn it up any better. Great stuff from Oh Ji-hyun. Have another look at it from the green. 75 meters. Had to fly it all the way there with a bit of spin. Magnificently done from the 26-year-old. One 26-year-old to another Seo Yeon-jung. This is the angle you want to be coming in from. Right hand side. Got a bit steep on that. Toe came down. Is that going to work off that ridge? No, it's not. So there's going to be a bit of movement in that from left to right for Yeon-jung. Park Min-ji with the far easier putt. Cleaning up for Park Ji-young on the 12th. Straightforward putt. Keep it inside the hole. Yes. Good two putt. Remains 2 shots back. Jung Yoon-ji. His putt. Very important as she starts to run out of holes. Oh, just brushes by the right edge. Finishes up behind the hole. So nothing less than a birdie at the closing hole will do for Yeon-ji. Bogey-free day. A couple of birdie putts in the last few holes. Sliding agonizingly by. So Park Min-ji will be first to putt. Should move from her left to right. There's that shoulder of the bunker you can see to her left. That's going to influence the ball from left to right. But unlike Seo Yeon-jung, this is an uphiller for Park Min-ji. So it's one she can be aggressive with. It's funny to think that we've seen her miss quite a few putts this week, and she's still tied for the lead. That's how good her iron play has been. This for a birdie. Uncut left. Got hit it firm up the hill. Gave that way too much break. So can't find a birdie at 11 as the rain starts to come down on these players. Of course, it is monsoon season here in South Korea, so these players would have fully expected some precipitation at some point this week. We've been blessed with glorious weather over the first 36 holes. See the ripples in the pond just in front of the 11th green. Seo Yeon-jung gets ready to give this one a roll. She'll be coming straight down that bunker shoulder, so it's going to be downhill. This ball should drift to the right as it starts to lose some speed. But you got to be careful with this. You don't want to be too frisky with it. You know, hit it too hard. Coming downhill, it starts to roll out another 3, 4, maybe even 5 feet. And it just makes things challenging. This, though, for birdie to move ahead by 1. Oh, lovely touch. It stays above ground and stays tied with Park Min-ji at 13 under par. Not quite a 2-horse race. I mean, plenty of players still in the mix, including their playing partner, Oh Ji-hyun, who has a little 4-footer, 3-4-footer to move into a share of second place with Jung Yeon-ji. But you've got the likes of Park Ji-young at 11 under par. Lee So-mi with a couple of holes to play. She's at 10 under. She could post a number. And of course, the always dangerous Choi Hye-jin still has a good 6.5 holes to play back at 9 under par. So plenty of players still with a chance to be the first to etch their names on the daebo hausD Open Trophy. And OG Hyun has got this to shave the advantage to 1. Great recovery after the drop shot at 10. OG Hyun back within 1 shot of the lead. Really is a quality final round here at Seowon Valley. Park Ji-young for a birdie on the par 3 13th. Pin high, middle of the green tee shot. And just like the last hole, that one going to come up short. You often see that on a Sunday afternoon with the contenders. Just get a bit tight on the putting green. Don't quite accelerate through the ball. Now, Q18, the tees have been moved up today. Jung Yeon-ji out with driver, trying to give this one a lash. Played brilliantly today, 7 under the card. That's a good tee shot on the last. Back to 13, clean up for Ji-young. Oh, no. That could be a very expensive miss in the grand scheme of things with the leaders not backing down. Park Ji-young was going to fall back to 3 strokes behind at least. Just to the point I was making earlier, sometimes you get a bit tense with your putt over your putts, and you don't quite accelerate the putter head through. So you see a lot of putts coming up short, missing on the low side. The great ones feel the same pressure that you do. They're just more experienced at dealing with it. Ji-young now for a bogey. Costly 3-putt for Park Ji-young. First drop shot of the day. Goes back to 10 under par. Your leaders back on the par 4 12. Fairly flat tee shot. Uphill second shot to an elevated, almost a tabletop green. So they can't see the putting surface from where they are. They can't see the bottom of the flag, I should say. Of course you can see the putting surface. They're just waiting for the group ahead to clear. All 3 players safely in the fairway. It will be Seo Yeon-jung first to play in this whole location on 12 today. Pretty much smack dab in the middle of the green. Only 9 paces from the front edge. And when you're coming in from sort of lower bit of elevation, hard to stop the ball. Seo Yeon-jung giving up a good 25, almost 30 yards to OG Hyun, and Park Min-ji playing from 140 meters back. While she waits for the green to clear, we got to 18 quickly. Jung Yeon-ji, just 57 meters left. That's a very poor wedge shot. Really was hoping for something inside the 10-foot range. Take nothing away from her. She's played brilliantly in this final round, but it could be a chances spent if that putt doesn't go in. Now the green is clear. Seo Yeon-jung ready to play. It will be a long iron, mid-long iron here. 140 uphill. Tough to get this one close. Right up the right, trying to work back, and it's going to hang up the right-hand side, and whoa, saw that just nestle down in the thick rough. Ji-hyun, much shorter second shot. This ball becoming a lot higher with a lot more spin. at the very left edge of that TV tower. Just tugged it slightly. It's a touch of breeze into her face. Trying to deal off that club, keep it low, control it into the wind. Sometimes you just end up shutting the club face down completely, pulling it a bit long left. Park Min-ji. No stranger to this position. Last to hit up the right-hand side of the hole. Just 110 left. Oh, and judges that to perfection. Keeps it underneath the hole. So important. Allow yourself the uphill putt. Opportunity to be aggressive. Park Min-ji. It's really a case of who's going to blink first. Park Min-ji right now winning that staring contest. Great shot. Just got a number to cover about a yard past the front edge of the green. Let the release do the rest. He's going to have another good look at birdie when she gets up to the green. Now, Lee So-mi. Can she continue her charge? It was a great second shot into 15. This to get her to 11 under. Watch out, Lee So-mi at 11 under par after a 6th birdie of the day. So 3 holes to play. In a similar spot that Jung Yoon-ji was when she birdied 15. Trying to post the number, but a couple of pars since for this lady. Chance to finish in style for a 64. Hurry along, hurry along. Gosh, took a big piece of the hole. And it's not going to drop in. Great final round there from Jung Yoon-ji. Opened with a 69. 70 yesterday. It's going to be a final round of 65, coming up just short. But a very nice week's work. Lots of money up for grabs this week with 1 billion Korean won in the prize pot. Number 2 who've got their eyes on the biggest prize right now, Park Min-ji and this lady, Seo Yeon-jung. 180 million Korean won will head the way of the winner at the end of this back 9. Seo Yeon-jung. Saw that ball just bury itself into the rough. She's got room to play with here. A 35-foot chip shot. I want to just open up that club face. Use the loft on the club to slice through the rough and get this ball up in the air quickly. Then it's just about reading the green after that. It'll try to roll like a putt. Well, that was a bold shot. Carrying it most of the way there. It's a brave shot to play in Sunday final round pressure. But Yeon-jung, nerves of steel, plays a classy pitch. Now to the 13th and Hong Ran. With the hybrid. Got it on a good line. Got it on a very good line. Great tee shot for Hong Ran. She's going to have that to move to double digits under par. So putt from the back edge for Oh Ji-hyun incoming. I want to say this one's going to move just a hair from her right to left. What she's doing right now is visualizing the apex of the putt, the highest point that ball's going to track in relation to the hole before it starts to take the break and the slope and gravity do their work. It's very helpful for golfers at home. You're not trying to, you're not always trying to aim at the hole. Sometimes you're just trying to aim at a spot where the ball is going to start to lose its speed and then trickle back down to the hole. Seo Yeon-jung, about a 4-footer left for her par. Oh Ji-hyun has to find a 3rd birdie in 4 holes. And it would be to tie the lead. It's a downhill putt, but it really isn't as fast as the players have been giving it credit for. A lot of players coming up short here. This for birdie. That's got to hurry up. That's got to hurry along. Just slips inside the marker of Yun Jung. Not too bad for Oh Ji Hyun. That'll leave the door open for Park Min Ji. Now to 18. This for a par. Jung Yoon Ji. Good day's work. Bogey free 65 to close. We'll end the week at 12 under par. Right now in a share of third place, which is approximately 70 million Korean won. Park Ji Young. 113 left on the uphill 14th. Stalking it. And for good reason. That was straight at the flag. Underneath the hole. Good shot. Not giving up just yet. Now, Park Min Ji. Really good look at birdie here. This one doesn't move a lot, but it is to move into the sole possession of the lead.
Okay.
Oh, that never left the cup. Tracked it in beautifully. Park Min Ji, the fourth birdie of the day, sees her one shot ahead of overnight leader Seo Yun Jung. Beautiful stuff from Park Min Ji. And how still she keeps that head. Purse the lips, little fist pump. She knows she's in the driver's seat now. Half a dozen holes to play. Seo Yun Jung in foreign territory, chasing. And still this little 3-4 footer is going to get her attention. Especially after watching Park Min Ji hold that. The cup's going to look just a touch smaller for Yun Jung. Yeah, good up and down there. Well holed. Which trails Park Min Ji by one. Ji Hyun only banked 36 million Korean won so far this season, comfortably cruising to, well, more than double that, treble that. If things stay the way they do right now on the leaderboard. This for par, staying a share of third. Okay, good two-putt for Ji Hyun. She's 2 under the card today, but finds herself still 2 shots back. So they'll make their way up to the 13th tee, where a beautiful Audi A4 is available for any player who manages an ace on this 159-meter par 3. It's going to be a tall order today. That hole tucked just over that deep bunker. 8 paces from the right. It's a slightly raised green as well. Tough to get it close with the downslope of that bunker kicking the ball away and to the right. Most players look about 20 feet left of this hole. That's the percentage play. If you miss the screen out to the right, you could have a very tricky chip left. That is your leader, Park Min Ji. She's not thinking about a new Audi A4. She's thinking about closing the deal for a 6th time this season. There's only one time this season where she's shot around over par in the final round. That was at the Lotte Championship at Sky Hill Golf Club on Jeju Island. Blustery conditions, and that was a 73. She averages 69.7 on the Sundays on tour. She included a 67 to win the Korea Women's Open at Rainbow Hills a few weeks ago. Only 7 birdies so far on the par 3 13th. one of those holes that you like to see as a leader, because it's not that hard to birdie, but it's, I mean, unless you're in a real bother, in that bunker short or out to the right, it's going to be pretty hard to make bogey as well. So when you've got the lead, love to see holes like this. Expect this to be at least 10 feet left of the cup. No sense to be going short or right of this pin. Good swing there. Yeah, sensible shot for Park Min-ji. Ernie Els used to say, you make aggressive swings at conservative targets. Spot on for Park Min-ji. Pin high, 25 feet left. Of course, Oh Ji-hyun doesn't have the luxury of aiming away from the flag. She needs to try to make something happen. 14's tough up ahead, 15. Bit of a polarizing hole, and you get the tough par 5, 16. And 2 shots back, she needs to craft some opportunities. Knows that Park Min-ji is not going to come back to her the way that she's played. So expect this to start straight at the flagstick. Trying to play a little tight fade at the hole, straight over the top of it. Great shot for Oh Ji-hyun. She's certainly swinging with plenty of confidence, which is what you want to see out of the 26-year-old. Contrast the torrid Sunday scoring average of Park Min-ji with Seo Yeon-jung, who has a tour average of 72. But she averages 72 and a half in the final rounds. That was half a shot worse than her average. She, like Oh Ji-hyun, going to stay aggressive here. Going to try to put the pressure on. That one's starting online, but it's just cutting away a touch. All right. Good shot as well. Finds the right edge of the green. So the 2 pursuers in with outside chances. Park Min-ji safely in the middle of the green. Fine second shot for Park Ji-young on 14. This for a birdie. Yeah, well done. Nicely holed. Left herself in the perfect spot. She moves up to 11 under alongside Lee So-mi in a share of 5th. Tournament leader Park Min-ji, chance to get to 15 under par. Left to righter on its way, wasn't far off. Good putt for Park Min-ji. She's got plenty of experience in this position. She knows the rest of the field or the chasing pack have to come up and catch her. There's no need to force the issue from something like 25, 30 feet. Yeah, Lee So-mi. A little bit of problem here on the par 5 16th. That thick fescue rough. Just trying to gouge that out, and unfortunately that could be the end of the race for Lee So-mi. 4 through the green on the par 5 16th. Not going to move that smile from her face though. But here's a birdie look for Seo Yeon-jung. Good positive stroke, plenty of pace. Doesn't find the bottom of the cup, but that gives you a good sense to her mindset. She's going to try. She's going to keep pushing. Choi Hye-jin, uphill second shot to the 14th from 103. Needs to get the skates on. And that's a fine shot. Just past the pin for Choi Hye-jin. Think about all the times that we've seen her this year. She's due to hold a couple of putts. Oh Ji-hyun trying to claw another stroke closer to Park Min-ji. This for birdie. Stay up, stay up. Oh, just runs out of pace, falls away to the left. And Oh Ji-hyun, the deficit will remain 2. Walking up to 14T. Yeah, unfortunately, body English can only get you so far. Doesn't help too much in golf. Last win, August 2018 at the Jeju Samdasu Masters, where we'll head in a couple of weeks' time to see if Yuhei Ran can make it a hat-trick of victories on Jeju Island. So Yun-jung left herself a couple of these 3-4 footers for par, but she's been up to the task every single time so far this Sunday. Okay, nicely holed, stays one shot back. Lee So-mi. Not a lot of green to work with, fiddly little shot, and it is her 5th to the par 5. Crafty shot, just bouncing it through the fringe, but it's going to be a drop shot for Lee So-mi. That's going to see her slide back to 10 under par. Back to the 14th, where your leaders are making their way. It's an uphill hole, gently rising all the way. A couple of fairway bunkers up the left that catch out, pull tee shots from the players. It's a fairly flat fairway. Most of the girls are going to be in this landing zone. 225 if you're feeling brave. Or you just tug it ever so slightly, but the real challenge comes with the second shot. Uphill all the way to a 2-tiered green. The hole today, the green's only 32 paces deep. The hole's 27 on, and 13 from the right. Park Min-ji has that signature bit of shaft lean with the driver that she's got. And that one's going to stay on the left-hand side of the fairway. Continues to not put a foot wrong, Park Min-ji. The only time we've seen her in trouble was back at the par 5 7th, and she escaped with a par there. Leads by 1 at the daebo hausD Open. Oh, Ji Hyun now. No stranger to final round pressure. 6-time winner on tour.
Sure.
G2. Gonna find the short stuff. Sylvia Jung turned pro way back in 2013. In the 2015 season, only missed 2 cuts, finished 13th on the money list without a win. Became runner-up at the KLPGA Championship. She's never lost her card since joining the KLPGA Tour. It's been a picture of consistency, still yet to break through.
Okay.
So shot for shot, keeping pace with Park Min-ji here. G2 up the left-hand side, but about 15 yards further back. Final group making their way up 14 as we head to the 15th. Park Ji-young chipping from just about pin high. Lovely touch from Ji-young. She'll remain at 11 under. Choi Hye-jin needs this desperately. It's a great iron shot, this to get to double digits under par. It's been a battle with that club all season long. Choi Hye-jin will not find a birdie on 14, so she'll stay at 9 under, just outside of the top 10. Lee So-mi's going to drop back from that 11 under par mark. Park Min-ji continues to lead the way. Quick start, out in 33. As we peer back down the 14th fairway, Seo Yeon-jung first to play. You see that flag just in between the 2 TV towers. 123 left. Uphill second shot. That one starting on a good line. She's staring it down, and rightfully so. Beautiful shot from Seo Yeon-jung, doing what she has to do in search of that first KLPGA Tour title, a 7th season on the big stage in South Korea. going to have to tackle the Titan of 2021, Park Min-ji. Coming into this year, only one victory. The Daewoo MBN Ladies Open last year. He's had just a few since then. 113 left. Just a little bit of too much. And that's just fine. So Choi Hye-jin, but from an almost similar spot, we know it doesn't move too much from right to left. Oh Ji-hyun will be last to play from a couple yards closer than Park Min-ji. Now she's hit some stunners already this week. A couple of really good ones today as well. Remember that nice putt that nice shot she hit into the par 5-11 that led to a birdie. This is second from 107. Keep the foot on the gas. Sawed off, punchy, abbreviated follow through. Just tugs that a hair. Alright. Right about pin high. All three ladies in the final group will have birdie looks when they get up the hill to the green. Lee So-mi, this to drop back to 10 under par. So a bogey at 16 ends the chances of Lee So-mi, a second drop shot of the day. Oh, Ji-hyun got a left to righter for a birdie. Just shaves the left edge of the cup. Can't get one to drop. Oh, Ji-hyun. It's not good news when you're hunting down a player the likes of Park Min-ji. Awfully close on the par 3 13th. Pretty close again. But no cigar for Oh Ji-hyun. Seems to be stuck on that 12 under par mark. Still, she's 2 under for her final round. Not like she's playing terribly. Park Min-ji has just reached another level, as she so often does on Sundays in South Korea. This for a birdie to stretch the advantage to 2 with Seo Yeon-jung in close. Touch her right to left. Probably a right edge putt, slightly downhill. Oh, curls that one in. Park Min-ji and that magic putter can do no wrong on the KLPGA Tour this year. The advantage is 2 for Park Min-ji. And a look from our bird's eye view. Perfect pace, perfect line, perfect result for Park Min-ji. A bit of a body blow there to Seo Yeon-jung, who might have been thinking, right, I'll hold this putt, I'll get back in a share of the lead, but she's got to hold it just to keep status quo. Would have gotten a good line read from Oh Ji-hyun as her playing partner's ball went past the hole. This to stay one back for a birdie at the 14th. Inside right edge putt. Yeah, beautifully holed. Great response to Park Min-ji's birdie. It was a lovely iron shot. Picks up a third of the day. Keeping the pressure on. Anything can happen. We certainly know that. But Park Min-ji, in her first win of the year, was trailing by 1. Posted a clubhouse target at Gimhae-gai at the next Sensate 9 Masters. Jang Hana bogeyed the 18th hole. And Park Min-ji prevailed in a 2-hole playoff. And well, we know what she's done ever since. Oh Ji-hyun might be feeling like she's been left in the dust a bit between her 2 playing partners today. This to remain at 12 under, keep a share of third with Jung Yeon-ji, who's already in the clubhouse after a delightful 65. The next 4 holes will be do or die for Oh Ji-hyun if she wants to break that winless drought. Now finds herself 3 strokes adrift. Yeah, well done. To 17 we go, and Lee So-mi the chance for a birdie here. Gonna just peel off to the left. Seems to have been a permanent fixture inside the top 5 on the point standings. Lee So-mi cruising for another good paycheck and another good week here at Seowon Valley. Seo Yun-jung, 1 back, 4 to play. And this 15th hole has proven to be interesting, to say the least. It's an easy hole if you can find the fairway, be able to spin your second shot, control that spin, especially with the front hole location, give yourself a good chance. But if you tweak this slightly to the left, even if you're in the right rough, there's water short of the green. It certainly is no guarantee that you'll be on dry land. Park Min-ji found the bunker yesterday afternoon, but played a brilliant shot out of the sand. Just have a look at her stats for today. He's only missed the 1 fairway. Missed a couple of greens, but she scrambled nicely, and that's the key difference. You see the number on the right. Averaging 1.36 putts. Putter coming alive at the right time for 21-year-old Park Min-ji. There's a tee shot on the 15th. Got to find the fairway. Oh, and she does. That is just majestic. And in the hausD circle, so that's going to be some money heading the way of a very worthy cause. Park Min-ji, the only player in the field this week who's still bogey-free. You want to win golf tournaments? Well, that's a pretty good start. Now, what can Seo Yun-jung do to keep the pressure on? Good tee shot there, just up the right edge of the fairway. Just going to make Min-ji earn it. That's for sure. Oh Ji-hyun, the last player in this group, will be last off this tee. And you know she's thinking she's going to need to birdie home to have any sort of prayer. It all starts with a good tee shot here on 15, though. She's got driver. On the right edge of the fairway, all 3 players in prime position on this par 4 15, so that water's not going to be a problem. Well, it's not going to be a factor, I should say. You see there, Park Min-ji in the middle of that hausD circle. It's going to be a couple of happy beneficiaries and charities that are going to benefit from Daebo's kind philanthropic contribution to this great initiative. KLPGA Tour and the many great sponsors, Mediheel, SBS, Daebo, all doing their part to give back to the community. Now to the home hole and Lee So-mi from this forward tee. Good tee shot. All the way up there, will be inside of 60 meters for her second shot. Good look down at the par 4 15th fairway. Closing stages of this final round of the Daebo hausD Open. 111 left for Seo Yun-jung. 1 off the pace. Needs to continue to apply the pressure. Oh, 1 hand off the club, but it's still on a good line. Just turning that over a fraction. That ball going to release onto the left edge of the green. 30-footer. Left 4 or 3. Park Min-ji. one position in the middle of the fairway and enjoying that one-shot cushion right now. It's a slim margin, but it's all she needs. Whether you win by 1 or you win by 10, still a victory. Oh Ji-hyun just inside of 100 meters. Second shot. And loves that little half follow through. A bit unlucky there. Ball took a big first bounce, killed all the spin. That's going to release on to where Yun Jung's ball is. So Minji would have had the advantage of seeing the ball react. Or for playing partners, Ji-hyun and Yun Jung. 98 meters left for the leader. As we've seen time and time again, this is Park Min-ji's forte. Well, tried to land that one shot and kick it up. Unfortunately, her ball doesn't take a big first bounce. Park Min-ji will be chipping on the 15th, but it's a straightforward chip. Nothing too bothersome. Up to the par 5 16th. And Park Ji-young for a birdie. Ball just never got rolling smoothly through this hairy fringe. Another contender that started the day in with the chance. Finds herself slipping away. Home hole, Lee So-mi, second shot. Great action, lots of connection with the body. The arms don't get too far off, and that's a delightfully played pitch shot from the 3-time tour winner. Lee So-mi will have that to move inside the top 5. Park Min-ji just short of the green here, but it's a very makeable chip. Good touch. Simple shot, stress-free par. She knows Seo Yun Jung has got a long birdie putt. So you feel that she's going to continue to enjoy that one-shot advantage with 3 to play. Barring a miracle from Seo. Remains bogey-free for the week, does Park Min-ji. Seo Yun Jung. Left to righter. Second half of this putt is downhill, putting back towards the water. This is, though, for a birdie. Oh, how about it? Oh, goodness me. Look at that from Seo Yun Jung. Back-to-back birdies. Moves alongside Park Min-ji again. Hold your horses. Seo Yun Jung trying to ride a very different end to this week's tale. From long range on the 15th hole, tracks that one in for a birdie, and look at what it means to her. Looking for victory number 1 on the KLPGA Tour. She's tied with 3 to play. A putt like that to drop.
Oh, you saw.
She's been close over the last couple of holes. Got a good mental picture of what she needs to do and what is possible from this corner of the green. Yun Jung's ball, very similar line. It's all about just again picking that spot and executing. This to try to keep pace with the leaders at 15 under. Oh Ji-hyun for a birdie. Good putt, just a little wide all the way. Oh Ji-hyun, 3 shots back, 3 holes to play. And after that stunning birdie from Seo Yun Jung, you Can't separate the two at the top. Minji, Yun Jung, who's leaving Paju City with their name on the daebo hausD Open Trophy. Minji now on the 16th, par 5. It's a pretty straightaway tee shot. If you want to be up the right-hand side of the hole, try and open up the angle a bit. It's a tough second layup.
Okay, push.
Minji. Good shot there. Alongside co-leader Seo Yun Jung's ball. Face on for Park Min-ji. So me on 18 to close out with a birdie. Nicely done for Lee So-mi. 5 under par round of 67 to close. Where was that on day one? She will be wondering. She'll end up in a share of 5th place alongside Park Ji-young, who's got a couple of holes to play. Ji-hyun. There's 229 off the tee. 67% of her fairways, and oh, is that a little right? It's a lot right. No Ji-hyun off the mark there. And again, the good news is it's a par 5. No one's going to be getting home in 2. As long as she can get a hybrid or rescue club on that, should be able to position her ball just fine. Up at the green, Choi Hye-jin. Can she finally hold the putt? Not at that pace, she won't. It's going to be another solid week, but it's going to be another solid week just outside of contention again for Choi Hye-jin. Lee Jung-min played brilliantly at Rainbow Hills when Park Hyun-kyung and Park Min-ji were having their little battle for the Korea Women's Open. 3rd place finish for Jung-min there. 88 meters left to the home hole. Currently at 10 under par, so there's some cash to play for. Pick it out of the first cut of rough, send it in high, feed it to the hole, settle down. Okay, again, reiterating that point, the difference between coming out of the fairway and coming out of the rough, you just get so much more spin when you can nip it off the short stuff. Jung-min has a putt to get to 11. A lady on 11 with a chance to get to 12 is Park Ji-young. 35 feet on the 17th, on a very nice line. 2 rolls short. It's agony for Park Ji-young. 3 putted, the only other par 3 on this line for bogey, the 13th. So she'll head to the final hole. 3 under on the day, 11 under par for the championship. Park Min-ji set to play her layup, trying to rope one around with a big draw. Fairway snaps severely to the left, and that's well done from Park Min-ji. Again, the strength of her game is anything inside of 125 meters. Proximity on the hole, and the KLPGA Tour in 2021, she leads that statistic. Jung. Just got to keep one foot in front of the other. Keep giving herself chances. And that's what the players see when they're trying to lay up. The green tucked behind that hill on the left. It's about picking a line and trusting it. It started off a little bit further right than she would have liked, I imagine. So hard to trust it. Getting into a blind shot like that, trying to work it around the hill. So she's in some rough for a 3rd shot. Going to come down to what kind of lie she has. You can barely see the club and the ball of Oh Ji-hyun. Gouge it out, try to get it running. Just disturb the birds on the way through, and that might have just hung up in the very right edge of the first cut, away from the thick stuff. Now to the home hole in Park Hyun-kyung. She'll stay for the reigning KLPGA champion. He's back at 5 under par. And that's a very nice shot into the 18th hole. It's over for her final round. Who's currently second on the money list. Choi Jin will head to 17 at 9 under on the outside looking in. Look at that, just the 2 birdies today for Choi Jin. She's created plenty of chances, just hasn't been able to hole any putts. Story of the season, unfortunately, for Hye Jin. Oh Ji-hyun, that ball did stay up in that first cut of rough, but it's just nestled down a little bit. This small section of green where the hole is cut today, you can't really afford to go straight at it because you've got such a small room for error. You almost have to feel like she needs to go 15 feet left, take her chances trying to hold the putt. If you go straight at this flag, it's no guarantee you can hold the green from here, but looks like she's taking dead aim. And 17 left. Got that up very quickly. It was a very aggressive shot, but that's what I was talking about. Just so hard to hold the green. Really not a lot of dance floor to use when they cut the hole today, so she's going to have to rely on a bit of short game magic to preserve her chances of ending that 3-year title drought. You know, what kind of lie does Seo Yeon-jung have? We can't even see the ball, so the answer is not a very good one. Pretty much the same scenario faces Seo Yeon-jung here. She's gripping well down on the club. And like Oh Ji-hyun, she goes at this. She's going to get no spin on the ball. It's going to scuttle through the green. If she doesn't catch all of this, we saw Lee So-min some very thick fescue on the edge of that bunker. All kinds of risk with this shot from 99. Surely needs to be looking left. Oh, get on. All right, that's fine. That's a sensible shot from Seo Yeon-jung. Got a bit fortunate there. A nice kick forward. She'll have that 25-footer for a birdie. Park Min-ji has a chance to pile on the pressure. She's coming out of the fairway. Right in her wheelhouse. She can pretty much take dead aim at this. Clip that nicely. Good balance follow through. And a nice shot for Park Min-ji just inside of Seo Yeon-jung. Once again, there's a chance for a birdie to go to 16 under. Good rounds from Chung Yoon-ji and Lee So-min. Kim Ji-young, G2 carding a 66 to finish in a tie for 7th at 10 under par right now. A delicate chip shot left for Oh Ji-hyun on 16. Got to bump it through the fringe, kill a bit of speed, settle down. Okay, good touch there from a tricky spot. Home hole, Lee Jung-min is to move into a share of 5th for a closing birdie and a round of 68. Just out of pace, but a good top 10 finish for Lee Jung-min. Enough for about 15 million Korean won. The solid season continues for Lee Jung-min. The wait for another KLPGA title will go on. Now back to the battle for the crown this week. Seo Yeon-jung. This for a 3rd birdie in a row. Oh, a tentative stroke, running out of pace. She's left the door open for Park Min-ji to move clear again. Is that just a little bit of nerves creeping in to the game of Yeon-jung? Minji has an opportunity for a 6th birdie of the day. It's a putt with not a lot of movement. Sometimes these putts are the trickiest because your mind wants to believe that there's always going to be some kind of bias one way or the other. And straight putts are, in most professionals' mind, especially from this range, some of the hardest to hit because you've only got half of the hole on either side to play with. When you think about a breaking putt, you've got the whole hole on the low side. This, for Minji, the 6th birdie of the day, to move 1 clear with 2 to go.
Okay.
Oh, Park Min-ji. Look at that. 6 birdies on the day.
Okay.
Roll that one in. Seo Yun-jung chasing again, and she's running out of time. Look at that. Park Min-ji, just enough pace. She knows how important that was. She's crossing the billion Korean won mark with ease. The way that she's playing this week, she's thinking about a record-setting 6th title of the year. Minji, 1 clear at the top again. Oh Ji-hyun, too far back with only 2 holes to play. Still, as I mentioned, it's a billion Korean won prize pot this week. So every one of these putts worth quite a bit of coin. This would keep her in a share of 3rd. Which right now pays out, unless my math is failing me, approximately 70 million Korean won. This for par. Inside left edge putt. Solid for Oh Ji-hyun. Remains in a share of 3rd with Jung Yun-ji. At the home hole, Park Hyun-kyung for a closing birdie. Yep, nicely holed. But a tough final day, a tough weekend for Park Hyun-kyung. Disappointing 73 today. 66 on round 1 certainly gave her plenty of hope. But level par on the weekend, not good enough. Seo Yun-jung. No hat-trick of birdies for her. She will be 1 shot back with 2 holes to play. Park Min-ji, 1 clear at the top. Once again. Jump ahead to Ji-young on the 18th, coming out of the left rough. Just letting that release out perfectly. Park Ji-young, a chance to move into a share of 3rd. So to the penultimate hole, and Park Min-ji, tournament leader. In straight in the middle of the green here. A little bit juiced up. That one's gone to the back edge of the green. Pretty much flew at the perfect yardage. But now she's got a testy 2-putt left. It's not done and dusted just yet for Park Min-ji. That's going to have quite a bit of swing from right to left. She's on the dance floor. Seo Yun-jung. Great birdie. Back at the 15th to draw level. To find another good iron shot here. To try to pressure the 22-year-old tournament leader. Started the day with a 2-shot lead. And finds herself trailing by 1. shot pitched out the front of the green. It's just going to release out. It's going to be a lot closer than Park Min-ji's, and it's just outside of the aggressive makeable range, but it will be a birdie putt to come for Seo Yun Jung. Now, Jihan So, 65 on day one, hasn't really been able to do much else, though that's a nice shot into the 18th. 1 under par round, 71 yesterday, trotting along at level for the day. That'll be a chance for a matching 71 to finish her up at 9 under for the week. Second to last group, Choi Hye Jin making her way to the 18th tee, which has been moved forward today by some 40 yards to this unique island tee box. Siloam Valley Country Club, a picturesque destination just outside the city of Paju, 40 kilometers north of the capital of Seoul, South Korea. Lady in control right now, and her closest pursuer, Park Min-ji and Seo Yun Jung, making their way to the 17th green. Min-ji up by 1, but with a long testing 40-footer across a ridge, left for birdie. Seo Yun Jung just about 20 feet. Outside chance to draw level at 16 under par. They've separated themselves from the field. One shot to the good right now. $70 million Korean won difference between first and second. She's banked 948 million Korean won so far this season. This lady, though, has only made 83 million Korean won. I'm curious when we get to the end of the season, what was Park Min-ji's mindset coming into the year? Especially after that first win at the Nick Sensate 9 Masters. Most players would be happy to just pick up a title every year. Some cash in the bank. Park Min-ji has really just gone from strength to strength this year. Into the Doosan match play, the NH Investments and Securities, a major at the Korean Women's Open. Dramatic close to the victory at the Celtrion Queens. To complete another come from behind victory this week, but she's got work to do to fend off this lady who has the easier of the 2 birdie putts to come on the 17th green. We saw the ball of Min-ji roll backwards and quite a bit to the right as it settled after her tee shot, so we know this has got a bit of swing from right to left. She'll be coming up and over a little spine of the green, so uphill as it gets over the spine. Then it starts to turn left towards the water and the hole, and it will gather pace. So real feel putt this one, just trying to get it within a comfortable 2-3 foot circle. Tournament leader for a birdie on 17. Never high enough, never hard enough. Testing moments for Park Min-ji. 6-7 footer left to save a par and stay clean for the week. Seo Yun Jung can sense an opportunity. Hold that great 30 footer on 15 to tie Min-ji at the top. Min-ji certainly hasn't got a dead gimme for par on 17 as we quickly go up to 18, and Park Ji-young with a putt for quite a bit of cash. Oh, she will be spewing After that, it was a brilliant shot from the left rough. It's only a par. A frustrating finish to the round for Park Ji-young. She ends her championship in a tie of 5th place. That's that island tee box I was talking about, and that is the unmistakable figure of Choi Hye-jin. Points winner for the last 2 seasons. Ready to bring her final tee shot of the week here at CO1 Valley. And a good one at that. Left edge of the fairway, perfect position to challenge this right hole location on the home hole. Ji-han Sol, this to end her week in style. Nice birdie for Ji-han Sol, a win already this year at the E1 Charity Open. Great finish, 3 under in her last 4 holes. She'll end the week at 9 under for the championship. But to the battle for the crown. Yeonjun, opportunity to really pile the pressure on Park Min-ji. That's going to be down green. And just wiggling left as he gets to the hole. And a pretty helpful tip, a general rule of thumb is, course designers try to shape contours on the greens towards runoff areas or more commonly water hazards. So if you've got a tee time at a course that's not local to you, you've never played before, you've got a couple of putts like these, usually the ball's going to break towards the water. Park Min-ji still locked in, focused. She knows she hasn't got 3 in the bag just yet. A 7-footer left. This is a huge putt in the context of things. Seo Yeonjun for a birdie to draw level with Park Min-ji. Oh, and it stays right. Big sigh of relief for Park Min-ji there. Still has work to do to save a par. A really good opportunity. Slides by the right sedge for Seo Yeonjun. She can't believe it stayed out there. Now to 18 quickly. Choi Hye-jin, second shot from 58. And a good second shot it is. Choi Hye-jin is going to have that to finish inside the top 5. Call that a backdoor top 5 in professional golf. And this putt, every care and consideration. It's the biggest moment of this final round so far. Park Min-ji, tournament leader, hasn't dropped a shot all week long. Just a inside right putt, or right edge putt at most. This for a par to take a 1-shot lead into the final hole. Ooh, she tried to play that a lot straighter, and a 3-putt for Park Min-ji, a first bogey of the week. It's going to come at the worst opportunity. That lady, Seo Yeonjun, chasing her first KLPGA Tour title, is going to have a share of the lead with 1 hole to play. Huge error from Park Min-ji. Still needs to focus here. Pop this one in. She'll still be tied with 1 to play. All right, safely in. Park Min-ji started the day 2 shots back. 6 birdies saw her take the lead by a shot, but a 3-putt on 17 leads to her first bogey of the week. And they're tied again at 15 under par with 1 hole to play, and the tee's been moved up on the par 4 18. All to play for. See a lot of birdies already on the 18th hole. It's a conducive pin for that, especially with the tee up. Park Min-ji, costly 3-putt, sees her advantage vanish. She's now deadlocked with Seo Yun-jung once more. Seo Yun-jung wasting no time already on the tee box. Park Min-ji's not even there yet. Ready to play. As the great Lee Trevino used to say, I play quick so I don't give myself the chance to get nervous. Don't be nervous looking for your first win. Co-leader on the 18th tee, Seo Yun-jung. This is heading up the left-hand side. It is. Oh, there's some heavy rough there. Yet to birdie this 18th hole all week long. Seo Yun-jung. Oh, Ji-hyun. Out with driver as well. Still a bit of coin to play for. That means a share of third with Jung Yoon-ji, who pays 65 million Korean won. She finds a way to birdie this last hole. She'll add 15 million Korean won to that. So the third pays 80 million. Needs to keep it on the short grass to give herself the best chance to do that, and she's done that. Left edge of the fairway, good tee shot. Oh Ji-hyun, Park Min-ji, just making her way onto the tee. Not one to be rushed is Min-ji. Couple of deep breaths. So important after making a mistake like that. You want to settle yourself down. Pretty sure she knows that Seo Yun-jung is in the left rough. Look at that. Played as one of the easiest holes all day. 22 birdies already. Park Min-ji. And she applied the pressure by finding the fairway. Heading up the right-hand side. And it does find the fairway. Good tee shot advantage to Park Min-ji on the 18th hole. A co-leader in the left rough. It's all going to come down to how that ball is sitting in this Zoysia rough. It's going to be another grandstand photo finish on the KLPGA Tour this week, folks. Park Min-ji, Seo Yun-jung. Who do you have lifting the daebo hausD Open title at the end of this hole? Deadlock right now. First ever edition of this championship, proving to be a good one. Up on 18, Choi Hye-jin for a top 5 finish and a birdie on the last. Oh dear. That putter has not been Choi Hye-jin's best friend this year. Disappointing par at the last. 70 to close. Ends the week in a tie for 7th place. Park Min-ji definitely looking the more relaxed of the two co-leaders. Chat with the caddy, twirling the glove. Striding up the 18th fairway. So Yun-jung, well, a little bit more tense. Never easy to get across the line for your first win, especially when you're staring down the, by far and away, the best player on the tour, Park Min-ji. Will be inside her comfortable range, be able to spin the ball, control the distance, and apply the pressure. How's the lie for Seo Yun-jung in that heavy left rough? That's the view from the back of the 18th green. You see that whole location today. here. 20 on, 7 from the left. So it's not all doom and gloom for Seo Yun Jung. There are worse places to have missed the fairway. Right rough, for example, would have left her with no shot, but the fact that we can't see the top of the golf ball means that lie's pretty heavy, and she's going to have to just try to visualize a shot, pick a yardage. That ball's going to come out with not much spin. It's going to be running quite hard. One of the biggest fears, that could be a little jumpy flyer lie. You have to figure out this is a match play situation. Park Min-ji, Seo Yun Jung's got to imagine that Park Min-ji is going to hit this inside at 10 feet. So what gives her the best opportunity to try to craft a birdie? This line, the left rough. Big, deep breaths. And slow that heart rate. Something just at the D of hausD. 78 meters left. Got to allow for a flyer here. Gouged into that one, and oh no, that's come up short. Is that potentially a fatal error for Seo Yun Jung? That she knew it. And it's not the easiest up and down as well. Sometimes all you can do is smile. Second shot. Straightforward little pitch left from 60 meters. Clips that one, pitched it in a very good spot. Releases down nicely to the hole. That's a very good shot for Oh Ji-hyun. It'll be a 15 million Korean won shot. Wonderfully done. This is for all the marbles now. Park Min-ji, she knows Seo Yun Jung has missed the green. Anything within 10 feet, she'll fancy her chances. 58 meters left. Not her best shot, but is that all she needed to do? She's given herself a chance. 20 feet left down the hill. Park Min-ji has a putt for birdie. Seo Yun Jung short of the green, still in the rough. A 4, absolute minimum for Seo Yun Jung. See the ball there of Oh Ji-hyun, stone dead. Park Min-ji not too far away. We saw Seo Yun Jung play a very brave pitch shot at the start of this back nine. Opening up the club face and throwing it all the way to the hole. Not sure you want to take on the same shot with these current circumstances. We'll be coming up and over a bit of a rise. So you can try to take a straighter faced wedge, play one off the back foot, just try to drive it in low. That's the percentage play. Run it up and over the hill. There's going to be some left to right movement in it, especially with a heavy line like this. You don't want to try to play something too ambitious with too much loft. And that looks like the shot that she's going for. It's off the back foot. Drill one in low. Oh, it needs to hurry. It needs to hurry. That needs to hurry. Seo Yun Jung stumbling up this 18th hole. We'll have a 10-footer left for par. Park Min-ji with a 15-footer for a birdie. It's exasperated smile creeping across the face of Yun Jung. Between 26-year-old still winless on the KLPGA Tour. 22-year-old Park Min-ji. She can end it right here and now if this one finds the bottom of the cup. So really, like a match play situation, she knows she's got two chances to win this. She can hold it, or Seo Yeon-jung could miss it. I know which one I'd prefer. Still going through her routine, so very important. Something that good professionals always do. They never change that routine.
맞아. 서브에 한 밀리는
948 million Korean won already in the bank for Park Min-ji. This downhill right to left putt is for a birdie and the championship. Oh, she closes it out in style, Park Min-ji. A birdie on the last, a round of 66. It's lucky number 6. Park Min-ji for the 6th time in 2021 will leave with the hardware. Just had to trickle that down the hill. Slope was going to do the rest of the work. And a 7th birdie of the day sees Park Min-ji bag the inaugural daebo hausD Open. That's the look of the lady who's just finished second. All you can do is smile. She did everything she could to pile the pressure on Park Min-ji. But Seo Yeon-jung's wait for a breakthrough victory on the KLPGA Tour will have to wait at least another week. Still, she's got second place comfortably sewn up. This for par. Yeah, not going to drop. It's not going to have too much of a result in the grand scheme of things. It's a closing 70 for Seo Yeon-jung. She would have taken that at the start of the day, you feel. Commiserations to Seo Yeon-jung. But Park Min-ji, how about that? Another Sunday masterclass from the 22-year-old. A 7th title on the KLPGA Tour. And 180 million Korean won heading the way of Park Min-ji. Pushes her earnings for the year over 1.1 billion through 13 events. I'd say that yearly money earning title, that record, I should say, that Park Seung-hyun holds is under some serious threat from Park Min-ji. Oh Ji-hyun with what she will hope is the final stroke of this year's daebo hausD Open for a birdie at the last. It was a lovely second shot. Not the Sunday she scripted, but a birdie at the last leaves her in sole 3rd place. And it's all about this lady. For the 6th time this year, Park Min-ji leaves with the championship. Etches her name onto the first ever daebo hausD Open. She's got to get used to this at some stage, being doused in flowers and water. That's his tradition at the end of the final round. A very popular figure on tour. Tremendously likeable. And she's got one heck of a golf game to boot. Park Min-ji wins the inaugural daebo hausD Open. The lion's share of 1 billion Korean won heading her way. 180 million. I mean, that gets old for Park Min-ji. That must be. The winning moment once again The co-leader in trouble. Just needed to cozy it down there. And of course, it drops in for Park Min-ji. Only missed 2 cuts all year on tour. This, her 11th start, ends in a 6th victory. An astounding season continues to roll on for Park Min-ji. Look at that. Class, clutch, champion. Park Min-ji's incredible 2021 season continues to roll on. Coming off the scorecard, make everything official. Impressive scoring average of 69.7 for Park Min-ji on Sundays. Only going to get lower after a 66 at Seowon Valley this afternoon. Spectacular stuff from Park Min-ji. 6 titles on tour this year. Started with the next Sensate 9 Masters and the NH Investments and Securities. The Doosan match play pipping Park Joo-young to the crown there. Win at the Celtrion Queens and followed that up with a 2-stroke victory over Park Hyun-kyung at the Korea Women's Open, and now lifts the inaugural daebo hausD Open Trophy. 2 shots clear of Seo Yun-jung. A remarkable season continues for Park Min-ji, a 6th win in 11 starts. Her 6th title of the year, her 7th of her career. Let's get to your highlights from what was a thrilling final round from Seowon Valley. Started on the 3rd hole, Park Min-ji. 2 back to start the day. 88 meters left. Began her move with this sparkling approach shot to the par 4, setting up her first of many birdies in this final round. Seo Yun-jung started the day with the lead 2 clear, picked up a birdie at the 2nd, and she was not going to back down from the challenge. That, a 2nd birdie in a row to move to 14 under par. Spread the advantage over Park Min-ji. Min-ji would hold that putt for birdie to keep pace with her. And then on the 7th, this is really the turning point. Park Min-ji could have gotten in a lot of trouble here. The worst tee shot of the day, sending the ball far right into some trees and thick shrubbery. The spotters knew exactly where it was, but all she could do was hack out sideways, and still, he couldn't find the fairway. Had no choice but to lay up with her 3rd shot, hit her 4th shot to here, and then this is probably the biggest putt of the front 9 for Park Min-ji. A clutch par save, kept her bogey free to that point, and kept her at 12 under par. Then we got to the 8th hole. Park Min-ji from just off the green, pin high on the par 3, would roll in this birdie putt to move into a share of the lead. Then we get to the 12th. Couple of pars to start the back 9 for Park Min-ji. Landed it in the perfect spot, just rolling up nicely to this front hole location. Set up a birdie that at this point moved her into the lead by herself, 1 clear of Seo Yun-jung. And we came to 14. Park Min-ji with this for birdie. Yun-jung in close for one of her own. Park Min-ji beats her to the punch, moved 2 clear at this stage. But Seo Yun-jung, well, she was up to the task again. Classy iron shot and a well-holed putt continued to keep Park Min-ji within her sights. And then at 15, Park Min-ji missing the green, only managed to pass Seo Yun-jung from long range, a 30-footer, downhill left to right slider, finding the bottom of the cup, put her level with 3 holes to play. Looking for that breakthrough win on the KLPGA Tour, but Park Min-ji would fend off the 26-year-old once again. A good shot into 16. A perfectly weighted putt. A 6th birdie of the day. And then at 17, there were some wobbles. Park Min-ji from 40 feet could only get it to here. So Yun-jung missed her birdie. Park Min-ji a 3 putt for bogey. The first of the week saw her drop back into a share of the lead with Seo Yun Jung at 15 under par with just one hole to play. The 18th hole is where all of this would culminate. Seo Yun Jung was in trouble all the way, had a 10-footer for par. Park Min-ji, with this birdie putt, closed out a 6th win of the year in style. A closing round of 66 sees her lift her 7th title of her career in the KLPGA Tour, and in doing so crosses the 1.1 billion Korean won earnings mark for 2021. A 2-shot victory in the end for Park Min-ji, courtesy of a closing 66. Super stuff from the 22-year-old for the 6th time in 2021. KLPGA Tour in 2021. This lady stepping up on the stage at the close of play on Sunday. Park Min-ji, rounds of 65, 69 and a dazzling 66 on Sunday. 2-shot victory for Park Min-ji. 180 million Korean won hitting the way of the 22-year-old, pushing her season's earnings past the 1.1 billion Korean won mark. She's going to need a bigger closet for all the championship jackets that she's added to her wardrobe this year. And she'll have the honor of winning the first ever playing of the daebo hausD Open. The winner's jacket goes to Park Min-ji. You can't help but feel that the sky really is the limit for Park Min-ji at the moment, especially the way that she's playing. Not many holes in her golf game, drives it very well, she's aggressive off the tee, finds a lot of fairways, creates plenty of opportunities. Leads the tour in scoring average. No doubt will improve on that 69.75 scoring average from this week. There's the 180 million Korean won check. Push her earnings for the year up into the Billionaires Club. With this victory, she will also move back to the top spot of the Hazi's point standings for the 6th time this year, to go along with her trophies from the Nick Sensate 9 Masters, the NH Investments and Securities Championship, the Doosan Match Play, the Celltrion Queens and the Korea Women's Open. Park Min-ji can add the daebo hausD Open trophy to her rapidly expanding trophy cabinet. A winner for a 6th time in 2021. Your champion this week from Seowon Valley, the unflappable Park Min-ji. A worthy champion, a wonderful inaugural edition. daebo hausD must be very proud and pleased with the way that this week has transpired. Many thanks to the sponsors and partners who worked so hard to make this week possible. hausD, the daebo Corporation, Seowon Valley Country Club for being an amazing venue. Certainly look forward to returning here in the future. 132 players teed it up at the start of the week in search of 180 million Korean won and that trophy. But it's Park Min-ji who will leave Paju City with the spoils. 2-shot victory here at the daebo hausD Open. Title number 6 of 2021 for Park Min-ji. So as the 13th event of the 2021 season draws to a close, we gaze upon the all too familiar sight of Park Min-ji lifting the silverware. It's been a wonderful week from Seowon Valley. We thank you once again for your company. Park Min-ji, the winner, will head to Lakewood Country Club next week for the first playing of the new event on the KLPGA Tour, the Ever Collagen Queen's Crown. Park Min-ji will be looking to add to that daebo hausD Open. Have a wonderful week ahead, everyone. We thank you for your company over the last couple of days. But until next week, from Seowon Valley, this is Timothy Loh saying goodbye for now.